Before you drop thousands on your next kitchen renovation, there's a few things that you need to hear about some popular kitchen upgrades. Today, we're gonna get brutally honest about 5 popular kitchen upgrades that have some hidden downsides that not everybody's gonna tell you. My name is Carrie. I'm a designer here at Penny Modern, and a few months ago I did a video on kitchen upgrades that people regret the most, and you guys absolutely loved it, so I wanted to do a part 2 that has some completely different upgrades in it, so you will have the best information when you're planning your kitchen renovation. Everything I'm going to share with you today is backed up by my own personal experience with some of these kitchen upgrades, as well as insights from my friends and clients, as well as major publications like Architectural Digest and HGTV. I'm going to save the most expensive kitchen upgrade for last in our list, and I'm going to include a bonus section at the very end that has 3 kitchen upgrades that are totally worth your money, and they have virtually no downside and no risk. This first one is for you if you are thinking about upgrading your kitchen sink. This is a very dated sink, and we're going to be getting rid of this when we renovate our kitchen later this year. But some of the trendiest sinks right now are what they call integrated kitchen sinks. And these are where the kitchen sink is actually made of the same material as the countertop. So often you'll see them as a marble sink that is marble on the inside of and the bottom of the sink, and they're very square on the edges, and they're the same material as the rest of the countertop. These are very seamless, very stylish, and they're definitely all the rage in a lot of luxury homes, and they're really great if you want that very minimal look to your kitchen because it's all the same material. There's no stainless steel, there's no porcelain, and it just gives a very sleek, modern look. But here's what no one tells you until it's too late. A lot of these integrated sinks are actually super difficult to maintain, and if not done correctly, they can become definitely a cleaning nightmare. You're going to have an issue because the edges are square inside the sink, and so it's really hard to get them clean. And I used to have a very square sink, and it was really hard to get into that corner, and all this gunk would build up there. You have to get in with the toothbrush or a toothpick and bleach the heck out of it to try to get it clean, and really it was almost impossible to clean. These sinks can also stain because they are made of a sensitive material like a marble or maybe a quartz, and so they can be very difficult. If you eat a lot of different foods that might stain it, it's going to be difficult to get that out. And here's the kicker. You can't really just replace the sink on these because it's integrated with the countertop. So if you decide you don't like it, you might have to replace not only the sink, but also the countertop if you wanted to get a different style. So what should you do instead? I definitely recommend an undermount sink that's a large basin. That's always a good low maintenance choice. And the other option is you can get the apron front sinks, so that way you do see the apron in the front, but then you can get more like a farmhouse style sink. But if you really like that sleek, modern look, I think an undermount sink will give you a seamless look in terms of at least what you see from out here. So now we're gonna stay in the sink area and talk about something that seems really amazing in theory, but is not that great in actuality, and that is a touch faucet. There are all kinds of faucets now that you can get that are activated by a touch. You can use your hand, you can use your elbow, you could use a spoon. There's also some that are motion activated as well. There's all kinds of bells and whistles because we're getting kind of smart gadgets all over the place. And they're really great if you do a ton of cooking, like baking, or maybe you cook a lot of chicken and you don't want to get the stuff that's on your hands onto your faucet. But we did have one of these in our last place, and it did have some issues that I wanted to tell you about. But our previous home that we lived in, and we had remodeled the kitchen, we had a Kohler touch faucet. And what I found out was over time was that it stopped working when you plug it in. It would only work when it was powered by batteries because it has backup batteries. But I found out what happened is there's some kind of a flaw in it, and basically over time, maybe it was 3 years, the thing completely stopped working if you had it plugged in. So it would only work for batteries, and you had to replace those batteries. That wouldn't be that big of a deal. I thought, oh, maybe we just got a bad one. But the people that bought our condo when we sold it, they had the same kitchen faucet in their home that they were moving out of, and it had the exact same issue, which is weird, right? Then my mom also had a touch faucet in her home, and what she said happened is a lot of times it would actually start running all by itself with no one around. And that really freaked her out. If she was going to leave the house, then all of a sudden her faucet would start running. And what if she left on an overnight trip? She was afraid of it turning on all by itself. Now, when we remodel our kitchen, I don't think I'm gonna get one of the fancy touch faucets or touch-free faucets because it's just too many bells and whistles. I want my faucet to stand the test of time. I'll probably get something where it has the pull-down nozzle, which is super convenient, but that's probably the only bell and whistle that I'm gonna get. Have you had a smart appliance go bad or go rogue on you and start running when you're not even there? Let me know down in the comments below your experiences with some of these smart kitchen gadgets. We can all learn from it. If you're watching this because you are planning your own kitchen makeover or kitchen remodel, I've got a great free gift for you. It is a kitchen budget worksheet, and it'll actually help you plan your project and figure out how much it's gonna cost you, which I know is probably on your mind. And this has pretty much every line item that you might need to spend money on for your project. And you can fill this in and figure out how much your project can cost. It also has a place to do your contingency, which I always recommend adding an extra 10% for unforeseen problems that arise. Get your copy today for free at pennymodern.com/freebies, and that link is down in the description. If you are a filtered water snob like my husband, you're gonna like this next one. If you never want to drink water directly from the tap like him, I personally don't care, but a lot of people really want their filtered water, and so they get a filtered water tap put in on their kitchen sink. But these sink mounted filtered water dispensers require a lot of complicated plumbing underneath. And my mother-in-law actually has had one for quite some time, and I can tell you about some of the issues that she's faced with her filtration system. These systems can require very complicated tanks, filters, as well as hoses. And you also, some of them you have to change the filter every so often in order to keep the water fresh. And they are a great idea in theory, but here is what happened with my mother-in-law. She actually had a slow leak, which is one of the #1 consumer complaints about these water dispensers, is that you can get very slow leaks underneath your sink, and it can cause a lot of damage and maybe even mold to your kitchen cabinets. So the bottom of her cabinet got all warped. There was even a little bit of mold under there. So she had to have that remediated and a new cabinet bottom put under her sink, as well as get a brand new filtration system. What would I suggest instead? There are tons of ways to get filtered water. The easiest is probably just to get a fridge that has a water filtration system and use that, and that's what I prefer personally. The other option that you can do is there are some countertop versions that are self-contained units, and then you also can get some plug-in units that you can either connect to a water line or get the big bottles of water and have that filtered water available for you and your guests. We're almost at that most expensive kitchen upgrade that I was saving at the end, but first let's talk a little bit about backsplashes. So I know we do not have a backsplash in this kitchen, and we are definitely gonna put one in when we do our renovation that we're saving up for, but kitchen backsplashes can be a big upgrade. It can be a big expense depending on your material, and they're very visually striking because obviously you're gonna see this thing as soon as you walk into your kitchen. And the other thing is you could spend a lot of money and time installing them because you have to put the mortar in, and then you have to put the tile on, and then you have to grout it. It can be very expensive to install these, so you definitely want to make the right choice. So backsplashes also can be something that people regret because they pick it based on the looks and not necessarily thinking about the functionality. Some of the backsplash choices that may not be the best for your personal use, one might be a glass Backsplash, that these were very popular for quite some time. And the problem with these is they definitely attract a lot of grease, and because they're shiny, you can see pretty much every spot of spaghetti sauce that you might get on it. And they have a ton of grout lines as well, which makes them very difficult to clean. Then there's also backsplashes that are made out of natural stones, such as a limestone or a travertine. And these are very porous, so they can actually absorb some of the stains and be stained, or especially if they're not sealed. The other backsplash upgrade that some people regret is actually getting a very textured tile. And that can be really difficult in order to clean, because you can't just like wipe it with the sponge. You're gonna have to dig in there to get whatever it is out. What should you do instead? A great option for backsplash that's become extremely popular is having your countertop material become your backsplash as well. And that way you're not having a lot of grout lines, which obviously makes it much easier to clean, and it gives a lot of visual cohesion to your kitchen. The other thing that you can use is a larger format tile, and that again is going to have less grout lines, or you can use a classic subway tile, but get something that's like a ceramic and especially a little bit of sheen to it, or at least it's sealed, right? Because it's ceramic, and that's going to be much easier to clean and maintain, and it's going to look beautiful for many years. Oh, and one other tip is to make sure you get the epoxy grout, because that's going to last much longer and resist staining than regular grout. So here is that most expensive kitchen upgrade that might be something that you would regret, and that is going to be a double kitchen island. Double kitchen islands are definitely all the rage in these huge mansion-like or luxury homes, right? So you have one island that you use for prep that's right in front of your oven, and then you have another island that's for seating and for entertaining. But the truth that nobody wants to tell you is it's just that most homes do not have the room to pull this off. Unless you have this huge, gigantic home where you're gonna have this very massive kitchen, as well as a butler's pantry to hide all the real cooking, and then have your double islands. It's just, you're not gonna have the space that you need to actually do this properly. They also can have some functionality issues, as well as being extremely expensive in terms of your construction costs. And functionally, it can create some choke points. So you need a certain amount of space around your island in order to have traffic flow, as well as to be able to open your appliances, whether that's your oven or your stove. So you need a lot of room around each island. And if you don't have that, it's a problem. The other issue is gonna be in terms of just serving your guests, right? So you have two islands. You have your guests over on this island doing all your prep. So there's a lot of like back and forth. Like I gotta take my dishes over there to serve, and then you're going back around. So it kind of disrupts a lot of the workflow that you have in your kitchen. What should you do instead? I would just go for one larger island, and you're gonna have your prep stuff on one side, you're gonna have your seating on the other. Make sure you get lots of drawers so you can maximize your storage. And then you'll have your prep zone, which is on the island, part of the island that's closest to your range and your sink, and you're gonna be all set. Let me know in the comments, would you love to have two islands in your kitchen? Is that on your list for your dream kitchen? Or are you happy with just one? Let me know down in the comments below. Now we're gonna do those 3 kitchen upgrades that there's pretty much no downside. But first, if you wanna learn how to style your home like a pro, but on a budget you can afford, hit subscribe. That's what we're all about here at Penny Modern. Let's be honest, nobody really wants to see your darn trash can. And that can be one of the biggest problems when you move into a place. You're kind of thinking, where am I gonna put my trash can? So one of the best kitchen upgrades that's totally worth your money is definitely going to be a pull-out trash cabinet that way you can hide your bins inside. Even if you don't have one of these in your current kitchen, there are upgrades that you can buy to transform one of your existing cabinets into a pull-out bin. So they have it on wheels, they have soft close, and it can actually attach to the existing cabinet door, and then you would just make sure you put the handle in a way that you can easily pull it out. This is one of the top upgrades that I think is totally worth the money, and there's really not a lot of downside to it. It does help contain some of the smell. You do have to keep the area clean though, and they can be a little hard to keep clean inside, but it's definitely a great way to hide the clutter and avoid having your trash can out for everybody to see. The other thing that you can hide that's definitely a great little upgrade is to get some under cabinet lighting. So this is a great update that you can do yourself, or you can have it done when you're installing your new kitchen. And there are so many different options for under cabinet lighting. There's ones that turn different colors. I definitely recommend more of just like a warm light or a daylight color, and make sure you just get a normal bulb. A lot are battery powered. You can get some that you can charge with a USB cord, or you can have them hardwired in to your cabinets by a professional. And you can get under cabinet lights at your toe kick and under your cabinet, so it's like on the floor, or you can get the under cabinet lighting under your upper cabinets as well, and that can also serve as task lighting. So there's not a lot of downside, and there's a lot of upside because it adds a lot of luxury look to your kitchen, as well as it can add a lot of functional benefits to your kitchen, especially if you put them under your uppers. You're going to be able to see what you're doing on your countertops way better. This last one is definitely one that I think is worth the investment, and that is going to be an under mount sink. So there could be a lot of people that want to debate me, because I know people love the apron front sink. There's a lot of people that love all different kinds of sinks, but I definitely like an under mount sink because it makes it way easier to clean. Because the ones that you have a little ridge around the edge, a lot of food can get stuck in there, as well as mold and mildew. And so the ones that are like a drop-in sink that have an edge to them, those are not the best. And the other reason I love an under mount sink is because it gives you that very sleek and modern look, because you can't really see it above your countertop, and that's going to give you a more streamlined, neat and sleek look. Okay, so don't forget to download your kitchen budget worksheet, and that's at pennymodern.com/freebies. The link is down in the description. And if you want even more kitchen ideas and kitchen remodeling tips and also kitchen design trends, make sure you watch this next video right here, and I will see you in that next video.